Chelsea Football Club play Brighton tomorrow, and we've got the match preview here covered, as well as what Enzo Maresca said in his press conference. He spoke about the players that are healthy, he spoke about the competition, about Christopher Nkunku wanting to start, as well as Nico Jackson giving him competition. Furthermore, he talked about two stars that never get the praise, but he is finally going to sit there and give them ultimate praise. He also had a very interesting message, in my opinion, for Moises Caicedo. And this message is something I've been saying. Me and Enzo are basically on a same wavelength. The only difference is I've got hair and he doesn't, innit? But you already know the drill. You come to the Kavkas View, the first thing you do is you take your shoes off when you walk into my house and you hit that like button because it's the best way to support the channel. 1,000 likes goes a massive way, and we are crawling up to 37,000. We're like 100, 200 people away. So subscribe to the channel. Let's get started. Let's break down the press conference and then we'll talk about what we could expect tomorrow. Let's move. Team news. Enzo Maresca said something that I absolutely adored. Straight away, he said, everybody is fit apart from Reece James. No, I don't adore it because Reece James isn't fit, but I am happy that everyone else is fit. Listen, we used to have 10 to 12 players injured regularly. It was literally a given. I was refreshing that page of the rehabilitation program based on the fact that I was petrified who was going to join it next. Every single day there was another man there, whether it's Robert Sanchez, Reece James, Wesley Fofana, Levi Colwell, Nkunku. Everybody was joining in. Now we've got an update. Romeo Lavia is fully ready. He is ready to play tomorrow, whether he starts or not. Enzo Maresca said it's up to him. They have one more training session. Guys, he's not starting. Do not start him, bring him off the bench. This is exactly what we're waiting for. Enzo and Caicedo have been playing well. We need to continue this good form that we've had. Furthermore, Reece James is still out. He said literally, I've got no update for you. The final thing he spoke about was Ben Chilwell. Is Ben Chilwell going to be in a reckoning when it comes to team news? He said, of course, if we need him. And I think that's the key, right? A lot of you said, Alex, you're very harsh on Ben Chilwell. I just prefer to say I'm honest. I prefer to speak. Jose says I prefer not to speak. I'm the opposite. I prefer to speak. If you ask me for my opinion, I give it. If you come to the Kavkas View, you're basically asking for my opinion. And I'm telling you now, Ben Chilwell is not of the standard that Chelsea Football Club need. It's been a while, and I said it last time, I'm going to say it again. People are saying you're being mean to him. He's been mean to my eyes the way he's been playing for the last 2.5 years. It's time to sell him. It's time to move on. And Enzo Maresca hit the nail on the head. If we need him, we're not going to need him. We got Renato Vega. What I do want to talk about is the positivity around the club. At the moment, Enzo Maresca said he's spoiled for choice. He said he's absolutely spoiled for choice, and it means that everyone's doing what they're meant to be doing, and they're doing it well. Because when he has so many options and it's so difficult to pick, it's a good problem to have. He said one of the problems that is amazing is the culture that they are setting to compete. He's got Christo and he's got Nico. Both of them. Nicholas Jackson has scored 4 goals this year already and has been outstanding. I'm not going to lie to you when I tell you after that Manchester City game, I was worried. A lot of you were telling me, oh, Victor Osimhen should have joined. Oh, we need Victor Osimhen. Since then, he's gone on and got me 4 league goals. Victor Osimhen, though, by the way, I'm just going to tell you guys something. No goals at Galatasaray so far. 3 games, 270 minutes. No goals. Just saying, innit? Just saying. World-class striker. All of you said that. On the other hand, we've got Nkunku absolutely smashing it. He's got 6 goals, a hat-trick against Barrow. He's got 2 in the Conference League. He's got 1 in the Premier League. This guy has been El Fuego. But the reality is, he ain't going to start. Look, Nkunku's going to be pushing him. And what was really nice to hear was Maresca said there's going to be periods where one of them's good, the other one's not. And that's when I'm going to be rotating. They're going to be pushing each other. The competition's healthy. And this is what we want to see. Furthermore, he said I can't start 7 or 8 attackers. Like, he is very honest and very transparent. He said we need to get the balance right. And what I really like about Enzo Maresca so far is he's actually quite pragmatic. Everyone thinks we're very expansive, very attacking. No, I think it's quite the opposite. I think we're very pragmatic in the way we retain the ball. We make sure that we are secure off the ball. In the first games in pre-season, I thought, oh my God, this is going to be a headache because we're going to be conceding a lot of goals. But I believed in him and he slowly altered things. And now we are becoming defensively a little bit more solid. And it's actually nice to see. And I actually believe he's very transparent. He's very honest with them. And that's why the players respect him. So far, that is. What was very evident was how clear he was with how important the defensive end is. It's not only about attacking. He really reiterated this on many occasions. He said, yes, we've kept back-to-back clean sheets. And then somebody asked him, oh, it's going to be the first time since 2023 if you keep 3 clean sheets in a row. And he said, look, we are not always going to keep clean sheets. We need to accept that we are going to leak goals sometimes. However, this is the big part. We need to know how to react when we concede. And so far, against Manchester City, we played very well. We limited them to minimal chances. They always create chances. He said against Wolves, they only had 1 shot in the second half on target. And what I think he missed the opportunity on was Palace absolutely were cooked by us, in my opinion. Palace were absolutely destroyed and suffocated. And they had an Eberechi as a moment of magic that isolated an area that we were weak at that moment in time, right? No one closed them down. He curled it in. Other than that, the performance was amazing. Like, defensively, we've been good. I actually think against Bournemouth, our defensive structure wasn't as good as I would have liked, but there was so much rotation. There was so much, like, mitigating circumstances that day. It was a hustle and bustle win. That's what we got. Against West Ham, I thought we were comfortable. It was no problem. Sanchez did his job. However, what I always like from him, he said, to win, we need to make sure we're consistent on the defensive front, and there's a lot of room for improvement. And he's spot on. We are aiming to win the league. Maybe it's not going to be this year. Maybe it's next year. Maybe it's the year after. What Chelsea need to do now every weekend is we need to win the next game. And what's going to happen quickly if we win tomorrow and if we win against Forest, we're going to go into the international break, and what we're going to hear is, ooh, Chelsea should be winning the league. We're going to go from you should be finishing 8th to you're in top 4 with Mark Goldbridge. Oh my God, they've got the best squad in Europe. To, oh my God, Chelsea should be competing for the league. We need to stay grounded. We need to be calm, we need to be honest, and we need to be reflective. Do we have a good team? Yes. Is this team ready to win the league? No. Do we expect them to go out there and win games like Brighton and Nottingham Forest, even though they're undefeated? Yes, because we need to go make statements, and wins like that put us in a better position to secure points for the Champions League next year. Let's get it cracking. Next question. 2 players in this team are coming across very well. And I've been really complimentary of both of these players. Number 1, Marc Cucurella. Not only does he eat paella, not only does he drink Stella, what a stupid song, don't like it, it's annoying. But the guy is a very complete footballer. He got a lot of criticism when he joined Chelsea. A lot of this criticism was infatuated with the fact that he cost £58 million. When you cost that kind of money, I understand why people want you to be creme de la creme straight away, no settling period. But the reality is he had to adjust from Brighton expectations to Chelsea expectations in a time where there was so much turmoil, so many injuries, so much disruption. Now that it's a little bit settled, Mark looks quite good. Mark looks very good, actually. And Enzo Maresca appreciates. He said, Mark is the type of player that never gets the praise he deserves, but he makes people around him better. He's consistently talking. He's consistently telling people where to be. He's a leader. He's always doing his job and others. And for me, this is actually so nice to hear, because Marc Cucurella is a leader. He's what Aspi was when he first came in. When Aspi first came in, he was a steady Eddie, rambled a lot, got stuck in, did his job, and everyone else around him loved him. Maybe Cucurella can develop and become an Azpilicueta. Maybe he can become that consistent left back going forward for us that always plays. And whenever we look at, hey, Mark's got to be left back. Cuckoo's got to be left back. That's the first thing we need to say. The next one is Tosin. Tosin Adebayo joined Chelsea, and let's be honest, I was one of them. I was not happy with the acquisition, because for me, I don't believe in going and getting players when you have Cobham graduates come through who can do the job that he can do, right? Trevor Chalobah is the same level of player as Tosin Adebayo. However, Trevor Chalobah has pure profit, and the club want to sell him, and they believe getting Tosin in is a better deal. Tosin has come in, and not only has he done his job in the Conference League, not only has he done his job when needed in the Premier League, he started games, and straight away, he's been a leader for the team. Enzo Maresca reiterates this over and over again. He said, look, The player's he's got great leadership on and off the pitch. He trains hard, he trains properly. He's the type of player you want. He's known him for years. And what I like about him is, I was watching the Chelsea training footage, and I love those videos, by the way. Chelsea's YouTube channel does a great job, right? The way they put it up, everyone's watching it. You get a little insight of training. You feel part, like, oh my God, this team's sick. Like, you get gassed. Like, you really do. It's the content that we all love to see. Because the reason, if you lot watch me, you're going to enjoy that content. So I guarantee you guys go watch that as well. But Tosin straight away on day one is like, no. You could hear the leadership. You could hear the vim in his voice. Like, you could really see he was one of the alphas in the dressing room straight away. It was his first week. He was already like the loudest guy there. The guy that just held himself, and everyone respected him. So I really like to see that. For me, it's really interesting that somebody aged 27 has come in, free transfer from Fulham, but has already laid his mark really well into that squad. And it's nice that we appreciate him as a fan base, and so does Enzo Maresca. The final thing is about Moises Caicedo. Moe is an interesting player because there was a lot of fake narratives that went around Moises Caicedo, right? And a lot of you are going to click me, Declan Rice is better than Moises Caicedo. We should spend the money on Declan Rice because he's better than Moises Caicedo in every way. And you know what? It's nonsense, because he's not. I've said this before, I've said it again. Caicedo is twice the player Declan Rice is. He can pass the ball, he can do all the dog work off the ball, and more importantly, he's got way bigger potential. At the moment, he's better than him, and he's younger than him. So I'm sorry, the reality is we did the right decision for the player that we went for. If you give Arteta the option of Rice or Caicedo in that 8 role, you know who he's going for, all right? Let's not beat around the bush. We know they wanted him at first, but they didn't want to compete with us to go get the player because they knew we'd blow him out the park. And the player was keen on joining Chelsea. However, Enzo Maresca was very transparent in what he said. He said, look, the fee's not his fault. That's not what he asked to be bought for. And I am always a big component of that. Do not annoy yourself by looking at a fee and judging a player according to a fee. It doesn't work. It really doesn't. Because people always say to me, Enzo Fernandez is rubbish. He cost 120 million. You should be doing a lot more. First of all, it wasn't Enzo's fault that they paid the release clause. Second of all, Enzo's not rubbish. So you're talking waffle there. And thirdly, why don't you actually analyze him on a fair scale? And this is what was happening to Caicedo last year. The scale wasn't fair. Caicedo was expected to go out there and deliver 10 out of 10 performances, weekly basis, even though the team was bad, even though there was transition, even though he's in a new system, even though Potter was trying to get him to cover the whole of Tesco aisles by himself running around. Even though, there was literally 15 to 20 yards of gap between him and the nearest Chelsea player. It's unrealistic, and like he said, Enzo Maresca said, he's a great player. He's got a lot of places to improve, and he will be fine. We just need to be realistic and honest with him. And I love that. In regards to tomorrow, for those of you that are looking for a tactical breakdown, this is what I think will happen. I think Chelsea will go into the game like we've been going in recently. We're going to try to control the ball, and we're going to try to win the ball high up when we don't have it and hit them in transition. The beauty of tomorrow's game is Brighton play a very high line. And for those of you that watched last week's game against Nottingham Forest and the Manchester United game, they're the 2 times I've actually watched them live, they really do not care about how high that line is, because they believe that they will press hard, win the ball high, and be out at your defense. We need to play around that and sometimes go over the top. Luckily for us, we've got 3 speed merchants. Whether it's Neto, whether it's Noni, whether it's Nicholas Jackson, there is going to be a lot of players willingly running in behind when there's so much space. So we're going to benefit from that. Furthermore, I think our midfield can slap up their midfield. I believe in that. I genuinely do. I think we are far more gifted in that midfield area than they have been in recent years. And all of a sudden, we're in a place where we should be going into games like this expecting to dominate. Yes, am I worried about Danny Welbeck because he turns into Didier Drogba every time he plays against us? Yes, am I worried about João Pedro because he is a very, very talented player? But at the same time, I expect Wesley Fofana and I expect Levi Colwill to step up and be the best versions of themselves. Robert Sanchez has been outstanding the last 2 games. I expect that to continue. People are going to say, you don't rate Robert Sanchez. I don't. But if I want to rate him, he needs to start playing better. He needs to do what he's done in the last 2 games on a consistent basis. Give me 10 games like that, 1 bad game, you won't hear me moan. You genuinely will never hear me moan. You'll be a safe pair of hands, exactly what we want. I genuinely think the team that we're going to go with is going to be Sanchez, Nkunku, Levi, Wesley Fofana, Cucurella. I think the midfield 2 will be Enzo and Caicedo. Cole Palmer definitely starts in the 10. I think Neto will start on the right-hand side, and I think, Jadon Sancho will start on the left. Through the middle, it will be Nicholas Jackson. Nkunku's going to miss out again. Felix will miss out again. I think Noni will be the one that's dropped. However, don't be shocked if Noni starts as well. It's one of those things. This was the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed the video today. Go check it out. By the way, if you want to hear what I said to Jamie Carragher on the overlap, about the overlap and the Rory Jennings situation, the link is over here. Go check it out. It's a very interesting video. I just tell it how it is. There's a lot of people that just want to have Chelsea hate, and I'm not having it. I'm here to defend my club.